The puppy is ready to go. Your favorite neighborhood nerd, Simone, is ready to go. I think today I want to put these Pilot Parallel pens that I got for my birthday in February. Yes, it is the end of March right now. I want to put them into Wanzai Minis. And then I want to swatch some inks that my friend Amy sent me and put those inks into these pens. Are you ready? Let's go. A while ago, my friend Amy sent me this package full of samples, and it says, Simone, ask, or even if you don't, and you shall receive. I think I moaned that I had already given away all of the chromo shading light ink samples that I had in my vast sample collection because I didn't have a use for them. But now, with my Pilot Parallel Wanzai Mini hack, I do. And I think what I'm going to do in this video is I will fit all of those Pilot Parallel nibs that I have in these pens right here into these Wanzai Minis. And then I will swatch these inks and decide which ones will go into the pens. And I would love to take you along with me. So let's go and start doing that right now. I think for swatching, I have 12 ink samples from Amy. I think for swatching, I'm going to use this swizzle stick. It's very easy to clean. And then this Iro Utsushi from Pilot. It's a dip pen, just a nib to dip. And it's also very easy to clean. And then I want to have this brush here that I dip in water so I can see what happens when it reacts with water. I was contemplating using this awesome, what's this called? Swink that Wendy Sue sent me. I think she also sent me the swizzle stick. Might be wrong though. And ideally, after I have all of my pipettes right here, I pulled out several different ones. These ones actually came with the Wanzai Mini. So I'm just going to use those to put ink onto the paper. Or am I just going to dip this into the sample? I don't want to contaminate, but does it even matter? Because I think what I'm going to do is just put as much ink into these bodies of the pens. But I want to do that right away. I know that I already had Ying Piao for the last 5 months in a Pilot Parallel, so that is not going to go in there. I will swatch it, but later. Let's just go through. So we have Troublemaker Rodeo. I did not have this ink ever yet, so I guess that is what we're going to put into a pen. Sailor Manyo Hinoki. I already had this one. I'm gonna go with inks that I haven't used yet. Troublemaker Sea Glass. Okay, well, maybe Sailor Manyo Fuji was one of them. Troublemaker Moon River. So I guess Troublemaker inks are the chromo shading inks. I haven't used that one yet. Troublemaker Abalone I had. This is Sailor Manyo Ayame. Okay, I haven't used that one yet. What is this one? Troublemaker Momo Mochi. Yeah, I have not used this one before. So we have 4. I have 7 pens that I want to fill, right? Yes. And then we'll pick from the ones that I had already sampled. Kyo no Oto number 13, Saiheki. I believe that she already sent a sample of this one to me before. So 5 are definites. Then maybe the Hinoki and the Fuji. I love Fuji though, also in pens. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hinoki, Sea Glass, and maybe Soleil Couchant à Etretat. I mean, they're all the same. Basically, they're all the same. And the question is, how do I distinguish between them? Maybe I also need to use washi tape, and like she did here to seal them, maybe that's what I need to do to mark them. We'll see. Let's just begin with the first one. This one is Troublemaker Rodeo. I have 12 inks, I think I said. So I will have to, or I can put 6 on each page. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I guess, is how this is going to go. Okay, so what do we think about this one? We actually like this a lot. Nice. I like this. Okay, let me open my water bottle glass thingy. I like that there is not a lot of ink on the swizzle stick, so there's not much to come off. Troublemaker. Am I even in frame? Rodeo. Well, I do think that I want to put this, let's do some water here. Wow. Well, I guess what I'm going to do is dip some of the ink in the water. Why is this not working? There we go. Still not a lot of movement here. Maybe it's the paper. I also don't want to make it bleed through all the way. Even though this is New Sanzen paper, the paper that makes us all cringe when we use it because it's so unpredictable. So far in this notebook, I've been pleasantly surprised. So I'm just going to take, oh, you know what I can do? Ha, I have. The question is, will I remember if I could just take this label. Hold. There we go. So I put the sections. I don't think it's going to make a difference which section is on what pen, but I don't want to risk it. And so you saw in the little quick sped up section that I made sure to put each section with each cap and so on, so that it would go all the way. So I can't really decide. So if I take this off, I have so little, I'm going to just play with these inks on paper. I've been making some really weird things with ink on mixed media paper. Why am I doing this? How dare she make this unusable because it's not going to be recognizable? Either I will remember, or it's just going to be play ink. I don't need to know what color it is when I use it for playing with ink because it's just going to be a big mess. I will bring over the paper that I've been working on lately just to show you what I'm talking about. But yeah, this is so cool. When I'm done sampling all of those, I will try and see if I can get some writing samples with this. Wow. You know, I've never really liked Troublemaker inks. And the reason why is because they've been always super dry in my pens, and because of their chromo shading, their chromo shading tendencies. Sometimes they're just too much, but I could go out and buy all the Troublemaker inks just for my Pilot Parallels. Troublemaker. Moon River. Well, there's not much to see here. So I'm just going to clean the swizzle stick. And then, oh, I cleaned my pipette as well. So let's just, I could also just dump it over, but I'm kind of afraid of exactly what happened right now. Can you even see? Am I in frame? No. So we will move this down here a little. And we need some paper towel, which I don't have a lot of here anymore. I just walk by this room 3 to 4 times a day, and I could just bring a roll of paper towel upstairs. No, that's not where my brain how my brain works. These, what are they called? Pipettes aren't the best. You can see they're letting go of the ink early on. Let me just do one thing. Okay, hold your horses. Let's go rogue, but I'm gonna do so let's do this. Okay, done. It's ink on my fingers. I'm gonna have the messiest fingers after this. That's okay. Playing with ink is dangerous territory. Oh, did you even see it? I don't know. So this is done. Maybe I need to grab my paper so that I can drip on it. Hold, please. This is what the paper looks like when I'm just dropping some ink on here. I'm blowing it around. If I use a water brush, I use the excess to make these dots here. And then I drip water on it and see what happens. And it's just so much fun, actually. And I put a fresh paper underneath so that when stuff happens, I can catch them on the fresh sheet of paper. Okay, lid. So I would buy Rodeo, I would buy Moon River in a heartbeat because I know that I love playing with these. However, we also know that I am never going to be able to use up all of those. So next ink is Sailor Manu Ayame, I believe it is called. Where's my swizzly sticky here? What if we put some water down first? What would happen then? Okay. I think I even like this more. Okay, so gonna do this in the future. Very similar to Moon River. Typical sailor smell for sure. And yeah, I just saw that I went up there, but that's okay. This is what happens. Sailor. Ayame. Okay, done with this one. Let's just, okay, so here we go. No pipettes in use today. Maybe we will use pipettes. And then I can show you what I do when I play, because clearly this is an invitation to play. And we should not pass one up instead of moaning the loss of ink, which it is not. This is an opportunity for me. So, okay, there we go. Amy, where do you get those really sticky washi tapes? I think we should just dump the rest of this on here as well. We are going to do a little sidetrack exploration here right now. Okay, so I guess this is good for now. I'm going to put this into one of my places where I can rinse it out. This is so I knew this was going to happen. That's why I brought this blower thingy with me. Oh, look, the pink. Doesn't it look so cool? And look at, it has circles underneath. Wow, so cool. And then I'm just gonna let it. Oops, paper towel to the rescue. And then I'm going to take some water and just drop some water droplets into this mess. And then I'm going to continue with the big splotches here. And, you know, I'm not sure yet when to stop. Maybe I should have stopped before. Maybe I shouldn't have used as much water, but this is exactly what happens. You know, it is absolutely fine to not know where something is going. This is so, just so much fun. I'm just not an expert at using this thing just yet, because most of the time, nothing really happens. And then the surprising thing is, what happens when it's dry? How does it look after that? It doesn't have to go anywhere. It's just playtime, fun playtime. I don't even know, well, I do know what I do with how this started and what I did with quite a few of them. And I might make some more to send to some friends. But, you know, it doesn't have to be, there doesn't have to be an end goal for this at all. So I'm just going to put this to the side and let it dry and see what happens. And then we can continue swatching the rest. Oh, I guess I need more paper now because it's still clean down here. Let's go with Troublemaker Momo Mochi. and see how this looks when, I guess I'm gonna use a pipette from now on because I don't want all of those accidents. Oh, I wanted to put some water down first. As you can see, the places, oh my gosh, so much cat hair. The places where I put down water are definitely the ones where the paper loses its integrity and where the water comes through, the writing from the other side shows through. It's interesting to note that it's not bleeding through on the other side, which I'm surprised because that even sometimes happened with when I did things like this on Cosmo Air light paper, which I'm pleasantly, I keep saying this, troublemaker. Momo, M-O-C-H-I. This is definitely, probably definitely not an ink that I would buy. I love that there's like some pinks coming through, but I don't see them much in the actual writing. So I'm curious to see how it looks when I put it into a Pilot Parallel and I have a wider line for this. But this is the next one. I guess I should have just used these plastic pipettes. The glass pipettes aren't the best quality for this type of stuff. You know what? I want to do have some of these on here, even if it's not coming out much. Just because, why not, right? Okay, next lid is interesting. I'm basically going in blind. I don't remember which nib is where, so I'm just filling the barrel with ink, and then I am pulling out the next in line nib and cap, and then I see what is happening. So I love this. I still don't have the pen that writes on washi tape though. Yeah. I keep saying I need to buy one. Oh yeah, see how it's pink underneath? I love how these inks behave on mixed media paper. It's probably awesome on watercolor paper as well, but mixed media paper is just more affordable, so it's easier to waste, and I don't want to hoard things anymore, because hoarding just isn't what makes most sense, especially if you have a lot of supplies like I have. I need to find ways to use the stuff. So what was the other one? So 6. These two I wanted to put in, right? And then, oh no, this one. Hinoki, Sea Glass, Fuji. So I have 3 left. I said Saiheki, Hinoki, not sure. We will see. So next one, Saiheki. I think this is a 7mm, the big one. I have 2 of the big ones now, and I really am looking forward to, I'm just going to use it like this because I just don't have, I do have time. It's not on my current short-term horizon to grind the Pilot Parallel nib. So I'm just going to ink it up as it is. But that is something that I really want to explore too, how to grind and make them more interesting. And because these pens are so affordable, I really don't mind even wasting some. And earlier, when I pulled together all of those nibs that I unscrewed from the One Sai Minis, I thought, man, I should actually Kyo no oto. I should totally go and try grinding them because I have an overflow of these nibs. Saihiki. Oh my gosh, look at the yellow and blue right there. That is so cool. I love it. Okay. I should have used this plastic pipette from the beginning. Putting it back here. Putting some on here, because why not? Definitely something to explore or try out is to put enough ink down on paper that where it sits on top for a little bit so that it can absorb one color and then move the rest of the ink on top around. Oh, look at what this looks like now. And sometimes it's fun to, you know, wait until it starts drying for a bit and then move the leftover wet water around again so that it leaves some darker spaces and lines on top of the stuff that it has already created. But you know what I mean? Let it dry for a little bit, like this circle here, and then move the ink that sits on top around to create some awesome colors. And this is, you don't even have to follow any rules, like still some kind of mindful thinginess happening here, but it's definitely not like you have to follow a pattern and repeat that over and over again. That's not what this is at all, which I have learned, even though I love the look of Zentangles or all of those patterns, and I do them occasionally. This is definitely more my style, like 100%. I'm just not patient enough to do this. And then see what I mean when then this rolls on top. Isn't this cool? Isn't this just so much fun? Oh my God! Okay, Hinoki is next. And this is the second to last ink that I will put into one of my palette parallels. The thing is also that some of the inks that I have in my palette parallels right now has darkened. And now I have two blues in there and I have no clue what they are. One of them is Milky Ocean Troublemaker, another Troublemaker ink. It looks so good. It doesn't really matter if it's darkened or not because it just looks so fantastic. Oh, I wanted to do this further up here so I can write ink swatches and stuff on the bottom because I didn't leave enough space. No. Wow, you can see so much. I'm so in frame right now. I want to write something down here because I put all the samples to the top, the swatches and samples. This is similar to this, but this looks... I'm glad that they appear to be the same, but they're not. Okay. This is Hinoki, yes. Sailor, Manio, Hinoki. I love nestling words into other words, just in case you wanted to know. This back. Oh, I wanted to put some of the ink on the paper because why not? So let me just... Where do I put it though? So that I can still be in frame. You can still see all of those good things. Maybe right here. Okay, put this back. Do this, put this aside, put the lid on this one, use this, Oh, 3.0 is slowly developing to become my favorite of those all. I love them all, but this 3.0 I think is my favorite one. And then put this on here. Also, Gourmet Pen Shop or Gourmet Pens Aziza, I don't think you're watching this video, but if you are, this would be a cool way to know what ink is in what pen. Just saying. Oh, look at how purple it is on here. And just by putting less ink on the paper and doing this, you have a totally different effect than with this one. You know what I mean? This one is definitely not done. I need some darker things on top of here. And that's the cool thing with paper that is thicker than Tomoe River. You can let it dry, and then just work on top of it. So this one is already done. So here's the other sample that Amy sent me, and it's the same one, right? Dominant Industry, Soleil, Couchon, Etretat. So I already used a lot of this. So I'm gonna swatch this later. So the question is, do we put Sailor Manu Fuji, Troublemaker Sea Glass, Troublemaker Abalone Ying Piao? I don't want in it either. Why don't we just, okay, let's move this around. I'm looking out the window and I'm going to pick this one. So what is this? Sea Glass. Okay. No, Abalone. I'm gonna go for Abalone. Just following my heart here. Oh, you could also, you know, the bag techniques and stuff that Karina from Karina Loves to Plan does. Totally, you could totally do that on here too. I'm too lazy to clean off my bags all the time. That's why I don't do this. It all comes down to laziness. Of course, what else would it be? Oh. This is so dark. I don't remember this to be this dark. I'm glad I picked this because I think I had expected something completely different. More teal, more like these shades, and it's not at all. So I'm glad, very glad this is the one that I blindly picked and then swapped out for this ink. Troublemaker. And just in case you're asking why I'm keeping those upright instead of head down, what I have noticed is that if I store these pens nib down, they will completely unink themselves into the cap. And it doesn't matter whether this is the Wansai Mini. I had the same thing happen to me, or actually it hasn't happened in the Wansai Mini yet, but it happened in the Opus 88 that I had inked for months with the Ying Piao. And it just would not, I put it upside down because I wanted to unink it and clean it. And when I went to the sink, all of the ink was in the cap that was still left in this pen. So that just showed me that I think it doesn't matter which one. No, not ready yet. which pen you use with these pilot parallels. You just need to be really, really careful. And so I wanted to use them in a cup, but the problem was that I wasn't able to move the cup around to places on the couch. And so I got one of those standing pouches right here. And this is where I store all my play pens, nib up like so. And I'm just going to add those in here as well. And then I have 2, 4, 6, 8 plus 7. That's 15. I think that's a good number for now. Maybe later, at a later date, I would be happy to add more. Just going to go, oh, look at this. I'm just going to up the number slowly. Maybe next year for my birthday, I'm going to get another set or something like that. That would be, you know, upping the number by 6 every year. That seems about right. And then I might be able to unink those too. I'm just leaving them inked until they don't work anymore. I really don't care whether the ink is true to color, because as I said, these are just for fun and for play. I've thrown out all of these expectations that I usually have at a pen. Write right away, stay true to color, do not evaporate. I've thrown all of those expectations out the window for these play pens. And that's totally okay. I think that's totally okay. I don't know if you agree, but that's just how I am looking at this at the moment. So let's swatch the last inks. Sailor Manu Fuji. I think I had this ink in a pen and I actually really liked it. I just didn't like it enough to buy a full bottle of it. But this one is one that I might actually keep and just put in a real pen, not a true writing pen, journaling pen for me. Yeah, it's this dark gray, lilac-y, purpley color that looks really good. Oh, you know, they do look so nice. And if I was someone who, sometimes I wish I was someone else. Does that happen to you? I wish I was someone who loved these inks in pens, but I don't. So this is Sailor Manu Fuji. And then we have Troublemaker Sea Glass. Oh my goodness. There we go. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take this out of here. I think I'm not gonna add any more inks for now, because I just want to swatch them, and then I want to show you some writing samples with these pens too. I know that I'm known for long videos, and that's okay, but also I don't want to keep you for too much longer. Well, it's going to be a long time, but you know. Oh, I don't have any green in a pen. I should have picked this one maybe. Maybe I need more pilot parallels in my life. Sailor, no, Troublemaker, Sea Glass, this one was a sample that I was gifted by my friend Lorelei from Handmade by Lorelei. She sent me a sample of this sometime before October or just in the beginning of October. It's a really interesting ink, but but I would be really careful what pen you put this in, because the shimmer is still in my pen, in my Opus 88 that I had this inked in. It's a lovely ink, but it's definitely one of those that you should put into a pen where it doesn't really matter if it's not going to be clean ever after this ink. But it does look really stunning. Lennon toolbar. Ying. Piao. Maybe I'll pass this sample along to someone else who wants to try this. So, did I miscount? Sea glass, Fuji, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, and one was empty. 11. Okay, well, I guess I cannot count. Oh my goodness, what the heck? Why is this not a thing yet? Why can I not think of this before I start putting this in here? This is Dominant Industry Soleil Couchon à Étretat. I've heard from many people that this is super light in pens, which would be exactly what I'm looking for my Pilot Parallels Dominant Industry Soleil Couchon. Étretat. Alrighty. This one is the one that is the least chromo shading, multi shading. Well, there is a little bit of pink, but it's compared to all the others, it seems, well, the Saiheki is also very, very little shady. But can you see the gold shimmer on this ink? It looks awesome. So I do want to, this is one that I just pulled out the other day to make some samples. I want to show you the Anderylium Luna Moth Gray, because I think this could also be a really fantastic ink for a Pilot Parallel. I find it a little too light as usual for putting it into a fountain pen. I mean, it's dark compared to these, but this could also be a really fun one. And then I also have 6 samples on both sides because I do not like unevenness. Anderylium. But it's also, I don't think it's chromo shading. Luna Moth Green. Luna Moth Green. But if that's not something that you'd want, because maybe you want a title that is all the same color, then this would be a really fun one in a Pilot Parallel as well. So let me pause and then we can have some samples right here. So this one is Troublemaker Rodeo, and it reminds me a lot of Diamine Masquerade without the shimmer. And this is a 2.4 millimeter. Yep, I like this. This one is Troublemaker Moon River. And this is the 3.8 millimeter pilot parallel. This one is Sailor Manu Ayame. I'm having this tester to the side, and I'm just, waiting for the capillary action to start. And it actually works quite fast and quickly. This is the only one that is giving me trouble right now. There we go. .5 is the one that is the easiest to manage. I find it's like the closest to a stub nib. This one is 1.5 millimeters. My problem is that this is still wet. Also, this sample vial holder by Fountain Pendulum is the perfect one-side mini holder for when you play with them. Isn't that just the coolest? I love this. Let's get this flowing. This is the first or second try. You just saw me. I didn't do anything else in between. That is so cool. I love how they just work, And this one is the 4.5 millimeter. Next one is Kiyo no Oto, number 13, Saiheki. In a 6 millimeter nib. You can see the ink is moving down. There we are. There it is. .6 millimeter. Yeah, I love it. This makes me just so happy. This is Sailor Manu Hinoki in the 3.0 millimeter. Sometimes it just helps to get it through some wet thing to make it kind of connect. This one takes a little longer, I guess. Let's shake it. Shake it. Shake your booty. Oh, look at this. There is some. It just takes a little while longer, I guess. Alrighty, so. And it's just dumping ink onto the paper, which I love. Let's see what these look like when I do them on here. Nice. This one is 3.0 millimeter. I wonder, I feel like I need to use a black pen to write here down here because this is so colorful. And then the last one that we have inked right now is Troublemaker Abalone in another 6mm one. It's already down here. Yay! Oh man, it changed quite a bit. Six millimeter. So I would love to know if you have watched any of my Pilot Parallel videos, if you have gone out or if you looked through your stash and pulled out that Pilot Parallel, inked it up and played with it, and what you thought about it. These are some fabulous multi-shading inks, and I just love how they look. I'm so glad that I was able to find a use for them because I love them. I just could not use them for actual regular writing in a fountain pen. Most of them are too light for me. You can see how light they are when I'm writing with this Iro Utsushi nib. This is just not giving me joy when I'm using them with pens and writing with them. But playing with them and seeing how they fall apart into these different colored components is just giving me life right now. And yeah, I hope you find something that brings you joy. I hope you break out of some of your rules. That is something that I wish you take with you from this video. Do something that you haven't done before and just explore and play. It just makes the synapses in your brain explode, and it's so good. I don't know the scientific explanation, but I just know that branching out, doing things that are like slightly out of your comfort zone is great, especially when you're like in your mid 40s and you're slowly getting older all the time, like day by day. You notice how much effort it takes to stay mobile, be active, and do all those things. This is also one of those things that helps keep your brain active, and we need to do more of those. Alrighty, thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you again soon. Until next time, bye.